Hello, this is my Hobonichi collection for 2018. I have gone from just one ring-bound planner to now having three planners in a course of about 6 years now. I used to use one planner for most of my life. Then I got into Filofax personal size decoration based on my purpley life, my life myths, and Tipo Childish. And then Hobonichi came into my life. I got my first Hobonichi from My Life Myths back in I think 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. And since then, Hobonichi has been part of my life. And this year, I'm using three journals to go along. So I have a Hay 5, which I have decorated with collaged the cover, and I put clear tape over it. So I've used Teresa Collins' Far and Away collection papers. I had that paper for years, and I said, let's just use it, because if I don't use it, I will never use it in my life. So there it goes. And this is an old poster of a god that I cut around to get a few lady figures to use. So when you open it up, I have my first page with my gods in it. I'm Hindu by religion, so I pasted some of the god pictures. This picture over here is my family pictures, so I don't have the permission, so I won't show them. Another picture here, and this is just a feather that I put using double-sided tape. We'll just have to go and make it. I use my yearly page to track my menstruation cycle days, and just what I'm doing. My monthly pages that I'm using as a tracker. So things like when I'm doing my scripture studies, or when I'm journaling, or Hobonichi challenges, and other things like memory keeping exercises. Some of them are not going well, but I'm still hoping that I will do something about it as the year goes by. I do have 3 bookmarks over here for the weekly, for the monthly, and for the dailies. And this is based on a tutorial by My Life Myths. So please check out our channel to learn how to make these knots over here. I just made the knots, and I just glued it before I sealed the entire page. So going on to my monthly pages, I use it as a, let's just say it's my memory keeping mostly in my monthly pages. It's to make down notes for people's birthdays, events, anything that happens during the month, and I decorate it as the month goes, sometimes beforehand, sometimes depending on what my mood feels like on each time. So this month I'm going with a peacock theme. May has lots of birthdays. I don't put in advance. I do them once the month starts, then I decorate it. Going to my weekly pages again, it's a memory keeping. I use my Hobonichi Weeklies to do a pretty planning of the week. So I put down birthdays and what I've done, laundry days, and if I have spaces, then I'll put some quotes down, movies that I've seen. I'm following a rugby 7, so I'm making a note of when are the games and who wins each game, and who's the winner of the current series, and all those things. I do stamping, decorations, stencils along, and I put a note of the weather of each day and the temperature of the high and low, and that's what I'm doing. So I do a few weeks. I write everything down. Then one weekend I get down and I just decorate, do a series of decorations through it. So that's what I'm doing currently. I'm a bit behind in my weekly, but it's okay for me. Now we go to my daily pages. So this is still empty. I think over the course of the year I'll fill it up. This is my monthly page. So I did some decoration. Like I decided to go with the month of January as butterflies. So every daily page has some sort of butterfly on it, and some washi tape that have butterfly washi tapes. Because this year one of my aims is to reduce my washi tape collection. Currently I have two sets of washi tape boxes, and I want to reduce it to one or even less than one. I want to make this one over here, which is jam-packed, to be empty. I want at least two squares to be empty. So I'm going quite well. I mean, I think because this is almost like rolling all out, and I should see what we'll see at the end of the year. So again, I'm doing journals. I'm trying to do some calligraphy using Zig markers, writing about my day and what happens throughout the day. I started to read the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm writing down the scriptures, the text that I read, what it means, and understand about it. I do day journaling in the spaces provided that is left behind after I read the scriptures. So as you can see, I write down in different kinds of languages. This is the month of February. I found a catalog for roses. It was someone just threw it down below in my apartment, and I asked the guardian if I could take it, and he said yes. So I cut out the roses, and I used the month of February to decorate each day with roses as they go along. So some of them had big roses, some had small roses. As you can see, again, scriptures, I write down things. I use washi tapes like over here for the month of February. Along with roses, I decided to use 2 of my washi tapes and decorate it, so something constant throughout the month. Month of March, I had this paper collection with me. It's from Graphic 45, so I decided to cut it up and use it and go through it. Again, I'm doing calligraphy here and there when I'm in the mood, if I have space. Month of April, I started to go stamping, so using one of Tim Holt's stamping, started to do some stamping around, so that's what I did. So as you can see, stamping and then some calligraphy here and there. And it's month of April that I decided to go quite serious with my washi tape usage. So for the month of April, I went ahead and started to use black and white washi tape. So all my black and white washi tape, despite all, including my favorites, which I really wanted to keep, I decided to take them all out, put them in this small yellow box here, and use them throughout the month on each page. Somewhere along the page, I made an effort to use it. Sometimes I used a lot, sometimes a bit, and I tried to make sure I did it on every single page. So as you can see over here, got the washi tape all over at the bottom. I had to do it, so I'm trying to be true to myself about this. Month of May, still haven't done the first page. I'll do it as the month goes. And this month I said to go with a more peacock theme, so that's what I have over here. So all washi tape, I have to at least use all of them on each particular page. That's a lot, but that gives me, that motivates me to use them up, and it'll finish them up. And also, I get to write at the same time. I mean, you'd think that I don't have enough space, but as it is, we still have those quotes at the bottom, which I don't use, so I don't mind losing a bit of real estate space over here to do some washi tape decorations here and there. So that's my A5 Tacho, so it's getting up nice and good. And this does not go anywhere, it stays at home. I had A5 2 years ago, but then I changed it because I used to take my A5 everywhere with me. And I realized it was getting too heavy, and also I realized I wasn't using the A5 every time. I was more of at the end of the day, so I decided to have an A5 again this year because I used A6 last year and I missed the weekly layout a lot. So I said, okay, fine, I'll be back to A5, but I want to have the weekly and the daily layout to carry with me everywhere. So for that, I got the Hobonichi Weeks. So it's just a Hobonichi Weeks. It's a black soft cover, and I made a handmade cloth cover with it, which I use, and it stays like that, open. There's no closure to it, and I don't mind. It just stays closed every time. It's not decorated a lot. I do have picture of gods. What I have, again, this one has very minimal decoration on the monthly pages. I did stamp out each month, and I make the note down of when I paid the rent or when I paid each bills, just to have a record of them. The pages, which were part of last year, I decided to put all my washi tape that I have, make a sample of that just to make it pretty. Then I decided to write down what happens throughout the day, what I ate, what I felt, what laundry did I do, and anything and everything. And when there was some space remaining, I would decorate it. Then along the line, I found a Coco Daisy, and they had some free printouts. So I printed them out, and I just cut them and I just pasted them all over. So basically, I have the ear decorated. I do have a few weeks that are not decorated, but all in all, they are decorated, and I like them. And it doesn't take away a lot of space. And if I need extra space, I do have the notes pages at the back, which I can use to make down notes. And I've started to make some notes, but I rarely use it. I mostly use it as a brain dump, or to make notes of what I've done throughout the day. And I use this to then do pretty planning in the weeks over here. Now is my 5-year Hobonichi. So this has been going on quite strong, as you can see. What I'm doing is every day I'm writing down what I feel, the main thing, like if I had a relaxed day, or was it I finished my Hobonichi that day, was it a normal day, it was a grateful day, and I just write it down. For the moment, that's what I feel like I want to use it for. If it changes, it will change. And then every day, I make a note down of what happened throughout the day. And at the end of a few days, I will get one night, and I will just do watercoloring florals. For the moment, I'm in the floral mode, so I'll just do watercolor some florals on each particular page. So I do it at the after 10 to 12 days have passed, and I will watercolor them, and that's what I'm using it for this year. So we'll see how it goes, because it's a 5-year book. I feel I have time to grow, to mature, to evolve, and it'd be nice to see how I evolve and what do I use it for the following years or the following months, because this isn't going to be a marathon, so I'd like to pace myself and go slowly with it. So I write down, let's see what happens. So some days I write down what was there a cyclone in Fiji, where my hometown is. If I did something that day, was there a birthday or some religious festival, and that's what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoyed my Hobonichi lineup for 2018 and how I'm using them so far. If you have any questions, please, you can feel free to comment below. I suppose you could subscribe and like this video just to show some support. If not, I will hope to see you soon. Bye bye.